hey guys, so my channel, was running like shit again, so don't be surprised again, like you'll see the bit rate there in the top left corner. Don't be surprised if things look like shit. But it's fine. I'm here to as long as you guys can understand me. So let me just say, I can't sleep. And I'm in pretty extreme amount of pain right now, so I don't know how long this is going to be, but I just wanted to get on here because I'll be honest with you. I don't think the people that constantly, just the list of a dozen people per day that harass me in various forms, realize the amount of stress and pain that I actually deal with. But I deal with physical chronic pain daily, and right now it is even more than usual because even if I have like a 10 out of 10, it's usually just concentrated in one spot. Well, right now it's sort of kind of all over the place, all over my head and face and neck and all kinds of good stuff. And so I sit here and I think, it's something. I want everybody to understand that if it never gets to that point, where I can say it, I just want you guys to understand again that oh man, it is really hard to every when you're being harassed on a daily basis, on a regular basis, it is really hard to not have some type of obvious like especially with real pain going on, like actual real chronic severe acute pain, we're talking about that type of thing, and so just understand that it's not easy ever to accept that somebody can just harass you and waste more of your time than the imperfections and negatives of life are already going to throw at you. I mean, everybody has their own shit they go through. It's pretty sad when people seek to harass every day. But anyway, I just want you guys to know, especially some of the creators, that like if you got caught in the crossfire on one of those days where I was getting trolled a lot and it just seemed like it was your channel or something, and I was being a dick, I'm sorry, like these things, there's no excuse for that. But just please understand this much fucking shit for somebody to deal with. YouTube won't even. I mean, I can't even like you see my channel every night now. The bitrate just looks like this. I can't even stream anymore. It just adds to the pile. It's like, you know, if I would ever want this chronic pain to go away, I would need to be able to pay for it. It's like, why would this platform just constantly take away my ability to sit here and try to earn a stockpile to be able to take care of that someday? Like are you serious? I've been dealing with this shit long enough. I've been dealing with this shit for about 20 years. I mean, quite literally, I've been having to deal with this like specific chronic pain since my early 20s. And it's not getting any better. So when everything on the platform is fighting me too, you know, I'm honestly just on here to try to make content as best that I can. That's the best way that I can logically describe all I am trying to do on this platform. It's not that complicated. There's no hidden agenda. There's no reason I started except again, like I said, wanted to make content. So, yeah, just, I don't, sometimes it gets so extreme that I won't describe things because I don't think that it's, you guys need to hear that, but you know, it gets so, you know, just so extreme, and you really wouldn't believe, and with that being said, I just, if, you know, I did actually have to like step away for like a while or something because of that, you know, and I try, you guys know, like I'll just not be on camera or something like that, and I'll try to stream, but like if it's, you know, like I don't enjoy doing that, like I don't, you know, I want to put the effort and the work into it. And, you know, it is a little bit hard to focus on things when you're in extreme pain all the time. So you'll have to forgive me if, like, it seems like sometimes the thumbnails, like, I mean, sometimes I get off stream and it's, like, hurting by the time, you like, that headset, I've already told you, like, it doesn't help. You know, sometimes I get off stream I'm sort of just pretending it doesn't hurt the whole time. On top of it, people are being harassing, being just flat stupid. It's like, man, I'm in pain, like, and you're coming in here to act like that. Like, it's not even, it doesn't even compute. Like, it's just like you don't even have time for it. You just want to block it, and immediately block those people, And I'm just trying to be real with you guys. Just being as real as I can be. It is really hard to deal with this. So, like I said, in case I would need to step away, I just wanted you guys to. So I don't know that that's necessarily going to happen, but I wanted you guys to know, I didn't, like, I'm sorry to any of the, creators that, just randomly would have, like, got caught in the crossfire on a day where I was just rambling or something because I'm in pain or because somebody else is harassing me and I think it's them and I think it's their group of people and it's not, you get what I'm saying. People, you guys know already, people rage you to be fucking trolls anymore. They won't rage you and say that they're raiding you. They'll rage you and be toxic. You guys know it. So, I mean, that happens to me literally all the fucking time. So, I'm sorry that I, like, just implicitly blamed, like, a certain group of people or something. Like, I shouldn't have done that. That's on me. So I need to do better with that. So I'm gonna try, but I just, it's, in case I need to step away, I just want to say all this stuff. Like, that's just fucking stupid. That's me being a fucking retard. I'm calling you guys retards for voting for Trump. Because you are. But I'm being fucking retarded for randomly bitching about shit you didn't do. So, like, understand, like, I do it too. Please meet me halfway. I'm trying to do better too. I'm trying to admit when I'm wrong too. I'm flat out a fucking asshole on here half the time. Because I don't know who the fuck's gonna be in here harassing the shit out of my channel, causing all kinds of problems. Sorry, I need a drink. So, to the Pencesters, if you're watching, I can't say anything specific because if I say something specific, it's going to tell them why I did all of this, and then you might get harassed again. But I think they've been doing things with my email, like how certain people wonder who's restreaming and stuff, and then maybe for some reason it leads back to me, yet I'm not doing it. I'm just streaming my own stream. Well, somebody's doing something with my email, as I've already told you, and the whole point was to I can't say any more than that. I shouldn't say any more than that, but I hope that you're getting what I hope you get it. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to look like a fucking jackass. What the fuck else am I supposed to do, though? Like, you have to do something. So, they've already clearly gotten to the people around me and affected them. Where there's so many people around me that clearly are acting different just because I'm streaming. And it's fucking crazy. They harass me, they, like, literally as I'm streaming. And, like, this is the point, like, everybody else started realizing this too. Like, other streamers too. Like, half the people you know will literally start harassing you just because you're streaming because they think you shouldn't be. Stuff like that. Like, crazy shit where they're trying to control your life. Like, adults. Like, harassing you that are trying to control your life. Like, I'm literally 40 years old. And then, you have just the effects of what is happening affecting the people around you too. It's clear that I can't yeah, they're gonna be harmed. They're gonna be constantly used by that, and the point is I would have to make sure, regardless of how foolish they are, to try to still make sure that doesn't happen. And you still, like, obviously people just don't get it. I guess that's the simplest way to put it. Most people don't get how easy it is to harass somebody online anymore these days. Just like one small basic piece of information. That's it. And then meanwhile, like, the whole point of this is that scammers make money off this. Like, this is what they do. Like, why else would they sell those things online if it wasn't for that? Obviously, scammers sell them for money to other scammers for a reason. So, like, the point is, they already have a bunch of other stuff, probably. So now there's this other piece of information that somebody grabbed and started and sold online from yours. So now they have what they need. It's I think it's gonna take some sort of official congressional stance or something, an official stance. I mean, even from all the nations of the world, to just agree that this is a bad thing, for their countries and stuff, for anybody really. Um, uh, you know, yeah, from cybersecurity, cyber warfare sort of standpoint, you don't want those types of things going on with, in your country with your citizens and stuff like that. It's just not good because it leaks data and information within your country and stuff. You never know who those people could end up being. They could be important people. But it's gonna take, because the big problem is that there are too many ways, like if somebody like has another device or something like that of like logging in and stuff under your stuff. So what they need to be able to do is there needs to be a system developed that is integrated in everything, where the moment that your login credentials are leaked or breached, immediately you can recycle to a new set of credentials with your backup stuff and stuff, like you would normally get in to reset a password or something, except now it's going to be new credentials, so that way it locks the other people out, that we're all in there. And again, like there are a little bit of systems like this already, kind of like two-factor authentication, but it's not creating a whole new login for you. And thus the problem is that people are just always using the same login credentials and people are just endlessly figuring out how to get back in. The whole point you guys are supposed to realize is I put myself on here knowing that somebody had what they had, so that you would see what happens. So when I finally told you guys, it was literally just my email this whole time, and they can do all this, you're supposed to realize how fucking scary that is. Really is just that. That's why it's not really a hack. That's why, it really is just that. So yeah, I couldn't sleep because, well, I did take pain medicine. I didn't do jack shit. And it was hours ago. And it stopped a bit to a dull roar, but then as soon as I laid down, fuck no. So yeah, I couldn't, and I'm thinking about this stuff anyway, so figured I would get on here. Anyway, knowing the bit rate was going to be what it was, as it normally is this time anyway, so I figured, if the stream is a little messed up and stuff, like visually, while I'm just like sort of talking about this stuff, and you know, like it's not like it's a game that gets all messed up. Oh God. Like, I mean, like it's like a whole new meaning of tired. Like you know what I mean? You could be freaking tired, but like imagine being like extreme pain too, or just tired makes you even more tired. Like you're just tired out from that. Like you just want to fall asleep so bad. Like insomnia, same thing. Like I get that. Like you're on like day 4 and you can't sleep. It's similar. Like you're just dragging. Cause like a lot happens to the body when you don't sleep. It just can't heal properly, and it starts to not function properly after a few days of not sleeping. You actually might hallucinate, technically speaking. Oh man. And like I think it's like your 3rd or 4th day of no sleep, you can technically start hallucinating. Because you're drifting in and out of consciousness. So you're really just dreaming while awake. So like you'll see your dream and you might like fall asleep like standing up, which means you'll like fall over and catch yourself, sort of thing. Sure, people have done that. Sure, you've experienced that. You're tired at work or something. That's what that is, basically. You're just exhausted. Oh man. Don't underestimate the power of a Gatorade. I took alright, so I'm not gonna say the brand, so that way I don't have to like, you know. But it's the brand of over-the-counter medicine that's you know, basically acetaminophen and aspirin together. It's acetaminophen and aspirin together. It's that one. And so I took that, and initially I took 2 cuz that's extra strength. So I was like, okay, hopefully this goes away soon. And it's sort of radiating now. Like it's there, but it's like it's radiating. So like it's sort of wall on, wall off. So like that's not too bad. It's manageable. But anyway, I took 2, and then what happened was nothing. If anything, it got worse. I sat there probably for about an hour. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this should like at least start working by now. It shouldn't get worse, right? So I was like, okay, I think it's time to give it a little boost. So I took 1 more. And then, you know, like, because if you take one more, if you already took 2, sometimes that can actually like just give it a little boost. You know, I've noticed. And again, just like a whole lot of nothing. Like literally just nothing. And I'm like, all right, now it's been about an hour and a half. That's enough time for 3 pills. So I'm just like, screw this. I took 2 more, like fully just 2 more. This shit, like I can't even. I'm like, I'm not gonna describe my symptoms, but it's rough, man. And so I took 2 more, and I'm like, maybe I should go to the hospital or whatever, And then no lie, and I was drinking fluids. I was. It's not like I wasn't drinking fluids. I had just eaten something too. And then no lie, after about 2 hours, it wasn't working, and I went and I grabbed a Gatorade, and I just chugged a Gatorade, and it immediately went away. I'm not even making that up. Again, I was drinking other things too. It wasn't like the coldness or the fluid, or no, like literally not that at all. I was drinking other fluids, nothing was working, and I chugged Gatorade. Damn, man, those electrolytes are something else. That's what it is, man. It's literally just the electrolytes. I mean, what else would it be, So, that's the point. Obviously that's what the other drinks aren't going to have, but it has. So, that's just awesome. The Gatorade is that well balanced with electrolytes. If you don't like the Gatorade flavors too, I'm not trying to I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm not trying to boost Gatorade or anything. I'm just I'm being honest. If you don't like the normal flavors, I actually found that there's some other flavors that are just so much better. They're a billion times better. I couldn't believe it. I was like, why aren't these in the store? Why the hell are the really bad ones in the store? The classic yellow one that's sort of okay. The classic red one that's not very good at all, and then the blue one that's pretty good. Okay, so again, I found 3 more that are really good. All 3 are really good. They're better than all 3 of those original ones. And they're berry, strawberry, and grape. And it's from the Gatorade Fierce line. So, highly recommend the Gatorade Fierce line. It's just immediately better than any other Gatorade I've ever had. So, just throwing that out there. If you don't like the flavor, there's other options to your, and there's other ones too. They had other options other than these. I just chose this one and happened to be really freaking good. All 3 of them are excellent. That's what I'm drinking right now. I have 3 of them right in front of me because it made it go away. I'm serious. As I drink as I drink this Gatorade, it literally starts to help it again. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing. I'm not trying to say give you medical advice or anything. Say Gatorade takes pain away, but in this case, clearly it is. I think it's also in combination with the pain medicine too. So you may want to consider that in combination. Take it with a Gatorade instead of something else. Instead of just a water or some electrolytes might help. Because it helps rebalance what the body actually needs versus just water. You understand that? That's the point. So, doesn't it have, natural potassium in it? I think it does. I don't think it's actual I think it causes your body to create natural potassium levels, right? I think that's how it works. Oh, no, it has potassium in it, 550 milligrams. Okay. 50 milligrams of potassium. It actually has it in there. I'm looking right at it. So that, yeah, like that's a big one. Fruit has a lot of potassium too, like bananas specifically. But getting it like in a fluid like this is pretty direct, and you just drink it. This is really good. By the way, I just want to state something for the record. I know what he's doing, and I don't care. I'm just stating that for like I hope you guys know that like I'm not gonna sit here and blow up on Michael Does Life, or say he's copying me, or like I'm never gonna. I don't care. I think it's funny actually. Like I'll like watch the stream, and he'll be like talking about this like similar stuff I was talking about, and say like exactly the same, and it sounds more like he's just trying to agree with me and sort of like agree with the message and stuff. So like I'm not gonna. I know you guys probably sometimes cross over thinking that there's gonna be some sort of blow up, or I don't care. I literally don't care. So I'm just stating that for the record in case anybody you know, like I see sometimes that he says stuff like that, and then I honestly I don't care. Say whatever he wants. It's his channel. You know, like that's the point. Like he's not stealing my content. He's not coming in my chat. He's doing it on his own channel. I don't care. Just don't care. I do think that this whole bitrate thing after a certain time on my channel is absurd. Because, again, I don't see anybody else's streams just after, you know, like at a certain particular time just look like shit, you know? Because of, like, low-ass bitrate, because of YouTube. Like, you guys probably know by now, like, this is just YouTube doing it this time like they always do. Like, they didn't used to do this. Like, it was fine for a while, like a long time. You know, like, it was the sort of thing where, like, it would happen, but it was more, like, segmented on streams where it was obvious, like, I said something about Trump or something like that. Because that wasn't every stream until this started happening more. So I just started connecting the dots and started talking about him more. That's literally all that happened. I never even used to talk about him. Like, literally, like, we just started connecting the patterns where the more I talked about it, the more it would happen. That was what you're supposed to, guys were supposed to notice and follow along, and a lot of people did. A lot of the regulars did, they did. That's kind of the point. So, you know, people know what's going on, and then you see, like, you know, like, this time of the night was typically the time where I would get on the stream, as you guys know, and, you know, sort of kind of rant a bit. So, you know, this is what YouTube's been doing to make sure, I guess, that Donald Trump can't sit there and come across my stream while he's laying in bed on his phone watching YouTube and get all pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening. You guys know that's what's happening. You have to understand that's what's happening. This guy, just sits there. He doesn't, like, people have talked about this before, like, about him. He just watches TV. And this is why, like, he got all bent out of shape about Kimmel and stuff. Like, he just sits there and watches stuff and gets all ticked off. And then, like, tries to use his executive power to do things. It's the same thing with the military where, people are peacefully protesting ICE. They're not trying to cause a problem. They're really just trying to exercise their freedoms to do so. Granted, here and there, you're always going to get crazy people here and there. There are some of those people. And it's on both sides. We've talked about that. But the point is, for the most part, people are peacefully protesting. And you just have Trump just obviously he can't stand this because it makes him look bad. So he's just sitting here using military to fight back against what the media is doing to make him look bad. So therefore, in the media, they're just going to cover the fact that he's misusing the military. And all that's going to look like is, to the rest of the world, is Trump's using the military and citizens, and it's going to scare the shit out of them. So like, that's it. Like, Trump literally is just harming us as posturing for his foreign policy because he's a fucking jackass. And yeah, again, like, this is the point. Like, they're just doing this so that Donnie Dickhead, after he finally removes all his goddamn orange makeup, isn't laying there in bed getting all pissed off about some dude that has nothing to do with him, has no threat to him whatsoever, ranting and raving about what a douchebag he is. And again, if he's not running a third time, if he's not a terrorist, and he's not going to overthrow the government and be a terrorist and violate your constitutional rights, violate the Constitution, to try to become president the third time, if he's not going to do that, then why the fuck does he care so much? Why the fuck is he doing any of this? Why the fuck? He's there. If he doesn't fuck it up, he's not going to get removed from office. So why not try not to piss everybody off? Why not try to be a good president? Instead of being an asshole and doubling down and being more of a jackass. Why not? Why not actually try to do the job like Bush did? Bush was a complete fucking lunatic his first time in office. Randomly destroyed Iraq for no reason whatsoever. Oh, we have a surplus, guys. We got a surplus of money, so let's just randomly destroy Iraq for no reason. Oh wait, what? We're gonna lie and tell you that we believe they have weapons of mass destruction. So, again, even Bush, in his second term, started wising up and doing better things. Donald Trump, no, it's worse. This time it's worse. He is worse in his second run. He has already been worse than his first time in office. He has already accomplished more worse things than all of his first time in office combined. Already. And he's just got into office this year. I swear to God, that is you really could establish that as a credible not necessarily fact, it's opinion based, but almost, I bet a lot of smart people would agree with that statement. That he has absolutely matched and done more, even more so, negative things than his entire first term in office. Guarantee it. The ugly bill, the big beautiful shit bill that fucks you in the ass. And then, the Epstein files. Let's not forget about how he's just sort of kind of not signing that now. This obvious issue where, you know, he's making fun of Biden for his cognitive issue, but the guy's just trailing off and can't finish sentences anymore. Very obviously, health decline massively. And I'm concerned about him, actually. Like, I don't hate the guy. Like, I don't want him to be harmed or him to die or anything. Like, I care about his health. Like, I am not like that. This is why I can't stand it when other people, like, wish harm upon... Like, I can't fucking stand the guy. But you're a goddamn fucking piece of shit if you want him to die. Like, he's the president of the United States. Jesus Christ. I can't stand this fucking shit and how hateful people are. Fucking Christ, man. You know, like, you sit here and you're gonna vote Obama, but Obama would back me up on that. He would say, no, condemn anything that says that you would wish harm upon his health. Screw that. Even he would back that up. Guarantee it. He ain't gonna back up my swearing. He ain't gonna back up a lot of stuff, I would say, but he'd back that up. You know, while I'll sit here and support Obama and love him as a president, what you have to understand is I may not necessarily even agree or do the same things that he would do in a different time with a different administration. That's Obama. You know, like you have to understand everybody's different. While we might not all agree on the same things, we can't sit here and let this fucking lunatic destroy our government. You know, Biden fucking stepped down, man. That's respect. Donald Trump didn't even want to leave office when he lost the first fucking time. Yeah, when he lost the first fucking time, and Biden came in, he remember, he didn't even want to leave. Remember? They were about to have some problems. I remember how, like, obvious, like, they rushed out the door where you saw the video footage and then they had it removed. It was so obvious, like, that something was going down. That Trump was trying really hard to cover something up. And there was not a smooth transition. Like, shit was hitting the fan. And that's why they found all those top secret documents, Mar-a-Lago, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he was worried Biden was going to investigate him. And then Biden didn't spend his time hanging Trump. He literally didn't do that. He tried to fix all the dumb shit that he did. He spent his entire time in office not going after Trump. Not. Which is why he probably didn't release the Epstein files, because he knew Trump was in it all throughout. So, I'd call that pretty fucking fair. I'd call that holy goddamn shit. I'd call that, like, almost, I understand why the Democrats are pissed at Biden. I understand why they wanted him to step. Like, god damn, he gave the guy a lot. Holy shit. He didn't go after this guy? And he's in the Epstein files? And he could have? And this guy was, like, trying to rig the election and confuse you? Insurrection? And then he's threatening to run a third time if he wins? Are you kidding? He could have. And he didn't. Whole time in office, he just spends time trying to do right and fix the country. And then you want him to step down just because he looks like he just, motor functions having trouble. You know, like, the point is he's having trouble speaking and stuff. It's not like, you know, like, the whole point was they wanted him to either run or not. They didn't want him to have, like, these mess-ups in public all the time. And so, like, the whole point is that now you just have a complete bumbling fucking fool and then another complete fucking retard that wears eyeliner that has zero experience whatsoever, that's a complete fucking tool. And meanwhile, Kamala actually had experience. She was damn good. She got shit done. Just all you gotta do is research her career, but nobody fucking does that. She got shit fucking done. What the fuck did J.D. Vance do except randomly show up one day with eyeliner looking nuts? What the fuck did Pete Hegseth ever do except be a fucking Fox News anchor? Who the fuck is Pam Bondi? Jesus Christ, who are these drug addicts? Excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay. So anyway, the apology extends to, like, individual YouTube employees, too, that may not have any fucking clue what was going on, and you caught the brunt of me kind of being an asshole because I'm being harassed. I apologize if you had nothing to do with it. Again, it's kind of obvious I am internally being harassed. So, I am sorry if you caught the brunt of something that I thought you were doing. I just, it's every day, and I don't understand why that is. So, but again, it's no excuse. You know, it's my thing to work with, to try to work on, and like I said, you know, it's just hard to not feel that it's not, you know, like when it's internally and systemic like that, like it's not everybody that could do something and doesn't, you know. You get I hope you get what I'm saying there. So, part of the reason they're doing this, I think, is that I'm so accurate. You know, like I can so accurately predict Trump's behavior. And so, you know, that sort of is, you know, like predictable behavior. They really could arguably say that, you know, like, oh, well, we can't have them saying that stuff. Dur, dur, dur. Well, I'll be honest with you. It's not on me. I have freedom of speech. You shouldn't mess around with people with freedom of speech. It's Trump's problem. Trump is the president of the United States. He is the only one that doesn't have freedom of speech. President of the United States does not get to exercise his normal freedoms as everybody else does. He is a public servant of the highest degree. And the job takes a lot out of you, but you gotta respect the fact that everything that you say influences everybody. And when we're the world power, and quite frankly, one of the only ones, you know, again, we've already covered the fact that China's pretty much now another world power, finally. But, you know, we were the only ones for a long time. And everybody listens to what you got to say. when that's the case. And, when all he's doing is touting overthrow government, use military to shut citizens up, rig the elections, run a third time, lie about everything. Essentially you can't count on anything that he says being accurate, because again, that's the divide. The divide is that everything that he says is just a lie. So that's the point. The Democrats, anybody that wants to actually even put faith in him that's a Democrat, can't do that, because he just says, well, I'm going to do this for you, but then you look at what he goes to do, and it literally is not correct. He has just lied. You look at the actual bill or the actual executive order that he signs, and it literally does the complete opposite. Where he says it's to help you, but really it's going to slowly increase your tax rate over the next several years, or whatever it is that he said that it was going to, and it's that's why the Democrats are saying these things. So then the whole point is that if he endlessly fucking does this, that is the divide. You can't expect people to want to get behind somebody that's not ever telling them the truth. When they look up what he says he's doing, it's just a fucking lie. Why the hell do you sit here and endlessly try to claim that anybody should back that fucking asshole? Well, he's going to sign it. Then he's not. Then he is. Then he's not. Remember when he was going to build a wall and Mexico was going to pay for it? Remember when the economy was going to be good? Remember today when he stood up in front of the people at the Saudi Arabian thing and lied to everybody about how our economy is doing well? Remember that? That was just today that he did that. Do you remember that? I do. He gave this whole speech, and the entire speech, nothing was anything intelligible about what the fuck was going on about their deal. He didn't talk about that at all. Because, he's a fucking idiot. But, he just literally stood there and did exactly what he does at all his rallies. Why? Oh, yeah, well, our economy's great. It's the best it's ever been. It's the new golden age, and yada, yada, yada. It, literally, and he's like, oh, yeah, no election fraud. It's, the more I see that, the more I see it now, the more I believe it. It's no, that's the point. Now there is proof that it happened. Before there wasn't. Now there is. So, of course, now he's saying that. Because he's the one that did it. Elon's the one that did it. Literally a complete jackass. And this is the point. The entire time at this Saudi Arabian thing, not talking about what the fuck they're doing. Literally just spending the entire time lying about how great his economy is when it's not. And again, it's just, literally is supposed to stand there and talk about what the fuck that's for. He literally failed to do the task. As basic as a job as your president, he stood there and never told you what the fuck he was doing with that other leader of that country. You have no fucking clue. Oh, right, the other leader said some stuff and told you what was going on. Oh, that's right. So the leader, the Saudi Arabian leader, said something intelligible and intelligent and sounded competent. And Donald Trump stood up there and told complete, incoherent fucking lies the entire goddamn time. Just the entire speech. nothing about what the fuck his role is in this, what the fuck they talk, like literally just the entire thing. Cutting himself off, he starts to say something, cuts himself off, rambles incoherently like he always does, and again, starts lying about how great his economy is, when again, Hakeem Jeffries is side by side and like live on another interview talking about how prices at the grocery store and like turkeys are up by like 40 or 60% or something ridiculous like that for this Thanksgiving. And Donald Trump, piece of fucking garbage, Donald J. motherfucking asshole Trump, is again opposite that in another speech, completely blatantly lying. And again, he's not even supposed to be talking about that. He's not supposed to be talking about this nonsense, this fucking made-up shit that he's lying about. He should be telling you about why the fuck they're doing that fucking thing that they're doing. Yet, he just stands there and tells you the same unintelligible, stupid fucking bullshit he always tells you. Holy goddamn fucking shit, this guy is a fucking retard. What a goddamn joke. If this man isn't a fucking joke, why does he bury the picture of him him standing from the side? Like the picture that everybody knows where he's standing from the side and you can clearly see he's having trouble standing up straight and his guts sticking out. And you can see, like, he's, like, half bent over. And if, like, you like, literally, like, walked by and, like, he caught the breeze of your stride, he'd fall over because his goddamn center of gravity is so fucking off balance because his goddamn health is so fucking shitty that one tumble could just be the end. And meanwhile, he's making fun of Biden. Oh, it's true. It's true. At his age, that's true. In his current condition, the way he looks, the way he is just literally. And this motherfucker was making fun of Biden. This fucking piece of shit. When he's around the same age, he's poking fun at Biden's age, calling him Sleepy Joe and shit like that, when this motherfucker can't even open his eyes in a boardroom meeting. Like, literally, every meeting I've ever seen lately, he's sitting in there, falling asleep. Like, we've all seen it. We've seen him doze off. Jesus Christ, what a joke. Yeah, like, literally spent all this time calling him Sleepy Joe Biden, and then he falls asleep. Donald Trump falls asleep on camera several times. Fucking Christ. What a goddamn joke. What an embarrassment to our country. Yep. An embarrassment. You know, he's just, Donald Trump's a fucking joke. And the more he attacks people, the more he harms people, the more he divides people, the more of a joke he is. Well, you want to stop looking like a joke? Help. Do your job. Stop pretending to do it and fucking do it. Stop lying to try to make more money. You have more money than anybody could ever comprehend and possibly ever obtain. Except for a select few that you talk to. So therefore, you must try to compete with these people. What a shame. It's never going to be enough for you. They're like, I'll bet this is like the problem with his kids. Like, that's why they have so many fucking problems. They don't have a father. They didn't have a parental figure. They just had some jackass that got away with anything he ever wanted to get away with. What a terrible example. Like, literally just getting harassed constantly. And, you know, people, people are already dealing with an unprecedented mental health crisis. You know, like this whole trash with Donald Trump, with him dividing people, with the uncertainty of electing somebody that lies to the American people, that entices an angry mob. You know, like just the sheer terror that causes for a rational civilian, a rational-minded civilian. And like just constantly threatening to use military, invoking Insurrection Act against civilians, constantly threatening that. You know, something that military would themselves would never want. You know, like that's their friends and family too. Like they're civilians too. What the fuck? They wouldn't agree with that. Because the whole purpose of an Insurrection Act is actually when there would be something like that going on, a real civil war, where you would have to break up the people. That's not really happening. He's trying to make it seem like that. We're not fighting amongst each other. Like I said, it's mostly peaceful. And then, you know, ICE wants to fucking force people to move immediately upon leaving their goddamn facility. And then if you don't immediately get out of the way, you know, these fucking triggered pieces of garbage are just gonna mace you and arrest you immediately because they're triggered federal employees that get paid to do that and get paid to harass people. That's literally that's the problem. It's behavioral issues that these people with guns and badges behave as children. Where there's no checks and balances for them, they are allowed to behave as children. They are allowed to treat you. They are allowed to assault you just because you came within their vicinity. Yet if you assaulted, if a cop walked within your vicinity and you maced him in the face and assaulted him, you'd be fucking shot. You'd be fucking shot. But, you know, police can just assault and mace you because you can't. No. That's actually not constitutional. It's just incredibly unconstitutional. You have every right to defend yourself as they would. If they came in your space and you felt uncomfortable and you didn't do anything wrong, you would actually have every right to defend yourself too. Like if they just wrongfully assaulted you and you kept making them let them know, you gave them warnings just like any cop should. But just like those ICE agents where they're not giving warnings, they're just walking forward or blowing a whistle or something dumb like that, not giving people enough time to move away. Well, there's obviously a peaceful protest there. So you're going to come out suddenly when everybody's clearly all dense there just for the purpose of grabbing a few people. It's clear that they're doing it that way. So the whole point is they could nicely let people move out of the way and they could spray water at them or something like that. No. They just want to mace people, beat the shit out of them, arrest them, take them away. And human traffic people. Because they're fucking disgusting. So that's what's really happening is we're talking about like abuse of power. We're not talking about like citizens, like normal police and normal citizens. We're talking about federal employees and like abuse of power like further up and stuff like that usually. Where like these people are completely unchecked because for too long this is what's going on. Where they're just allowed to assault, you know, and attack civilians like that. You know, again, every one of those ICE agents, like, they're probably going to have some lawsuits. Like a lot of them. Because that is actually accurate. You have the right to a peaceful protest. And again, they're not, like, on the property. They're on the street half the time. So when they come out and they just, like, force them to immediately move, they're entering public space at that point. And so basically all they're doing is literally entering public space, and then anybody that's nearby where they're not like immediately moving out of the way, these ICE agents are literally just assaulting people, kidnapping them, beating the shit out of them, assaulting them, you know, like just all this shit. Where, like, that would be what it would be considered if you did that to an officer. But they can just do it to you. Because, again, like, you're not on private, you're on public property, you're protesting. They can't force you to move. They really can't. They cannot. Now, you can't obstruct them either. So, like, they could sort of cleverly push you out of the way. Or, but like again, the beating up, the detaining, the macing, none of that that's abuse of power. It's excessive force. You know, again, you could get a fire hose, you could get a slow-moving barricade with shields. The moment they start fighting back, that's one thing. But if they're just standing their ground, that's different. You are intentionally pushing them out of the way as they stand their ground. That's assault. They have a right to stand their ground. If you give them a lawful order, we are police, we need you to move so that we can get out. That's a little bit different. And then again, they have to give them time. If the people are given a reasonable amount of time to move, then fine. If you if you have a huge dense crowd and you give people 30 seconds to move, that's not enough time. It's just not. You're forcing this on people because you know that it will cause them to lash back because you didn't give them time to move. Like, literally, where the fuck do you expect them to go? There's people in front of them. They can't physically get out of the way in time. Else they're going to push other people, and then other people are going to get pissed, and it's going to cause them to fight. That's what they're trying to happen. And it's clear that police are trying to make that happen. They are trying to cause the Civil War. So the whole point is that there's going to be a lot of lawsuits with that fucking bullshit, because police can't do that. They just flat out can't. If there is a protest in front of the station and they have to leave, and you are on public property, you're not on the station's property, but you're on public property, and they can't get out, they have to. Sirens on a vehicle are a little bit different. If you're obstructing sirens or something like that, they can move you, but again, like, they have to give you reasonable time to move. A huge crowd that's there, and then they just beat you up or immediately, like, things. There's no difference between that and the dude that ran his truck into a crowd of protesters. There's no difference. The police are now being that guy that ran his truck into a crowd of protesters. It's literally just the same thing. Because they're not giving them time to move. Where the fuck do you think? What do people walk through other people? You have to give. All right, let me explain this to you. When you're in a rock concert and the mosh pit starts, what happens? Inevitably, what the fuck happens? We're going to relate this so that these jackasses can understand and feel like pieces of shit like they should. What happens when you're in a rock concert and the mosh pit starts? Well, I got news for you. That giant circle pushes every other person like dominoes. You get pushed back. You're already jammed in, and you get shoved back. So if that were to happen, the whole point is everybody ram into each other. They'd fall all over the place. It would be chaos, and that's what they want. They need to give you time to move. And if you're going to peacefully assemble, and they're going to be jackasses every day, and they know you're there, and you're there every day, they have time to give you tools to peacefully protest. They're intentionally fighting you. Every day they know you're going to be there, yet they act like that. Nope, that is police working against not protecting and serving. Flat out, plain and simple, any lawyer could argue that in court, hands down. They have to give you the tools. They have to protect you and serve you first and foremost. And yet, they know you're going to be there. They know you're peacefully protesting. And every single day, they continue to react the same way. Now, that's not police acting rationally. It's just police using you, civilians, to create unrest. To be assholes, to commit crimes, to beat people up, to human traffic people, arrest them, under the guise of cleaning up the streets. And again, the whole point is, you need to give people the tools to peacefully. They have a right to fucking do that. Okay, all right. So in that area, you got to start sectioning things off. You got to allow, you got to create ambassadors for the area. Maybe establish an officer to be an ambassador for them to help protect them as they do that. Maybe a couple. Okay, so now they patrol the peaceful protest, and their job is literally to do that and protect them, and to make sure they're protected even from the officers that might assault them. To make sure both parties are doing what they should do. Give them police line tape so they stay on the sidewalk, yada yada yada. Maybe the crowd gets dense, so they have to section off into one lane of the street. Okay, but the whole point is you control that so that way you can smoothly get in and out of those fucking facilities without forcing people to do what you want them to do. Because again, they have every right to be where they are. So again, if you actually put up those barricades like you're supposed to, all right, well, there's too many people here, like you're causing a problem for us. We don't want to, beat you up and arrest you and stuff, and you're doing this every day. So we're going to section it off. We're going to give you a space right here to peacefully protest. Don't abuse it. Don't cross the lines, or we're going to have to start doing that stuff. Then you have probable cause. Then you can say people are unrest. But until then, you're acting out of line. Just like every fucking time you're an asshole and you look for something, like you're the jackass that doesn't have any reason to pull somebody over or something like that. You're just being a jackass, and now you've lost the reason why you pulled somebody over. It explained itself away very quickly, and you're an asshole. So now you're looking around the car. Now you're shining a light, you're looking around the car, you ask them to step out, no probable cause. You're reaching. Okay, it's the same fucking thing. You do it day in and day out. It's these same assholes that instead of helping you on your calls where you're going call to call, you're the cop that goes call to call to call, doing what you need to do every fucking day. And meanwhile, you're wondering where your backup is because you're just answering call after call after call. And meanwhile, these other guys, they just keep getting stuck in traffic stops. No, what they're doing is they're conveniently getting in the traffic stops right when a call comes through and harassing people so they don't have to fucking deal with real work because they're pussies. That's why. They don't want to fucking deal with real police work and real fucking trouble. So, they just go and harass people. And you know it. The good ones, they know it. They've seen it. They've dealt with it. I've seen it. I've seen it on body cam. That's the whole point. I'm not making shit up. I'm talking about shit I've seen. It's ridiculous, man. It's all kinds. And, you gotta correct that fucking behavior. You can't let people get away with that shit. So the whole point is, when you know they're gonna be there and you know they're gonna be like that, why would you further antagonize it instead of trying to assist those people in the right to peacefully fucking protest? Why would you antagonize? Even the media could do that. Could do a better job. They could go down there and try to help section it off, communicate with the law enforcement to try to help do that. Why can't the media do that? They want to cover it, right? Fuck. Jesus. Talking about, looking responsible. I gotta go to the bathroom again. Hold on. Okay. Well, anyway. Trump's a fucking retard. And once you guys... The problem is, other people think this sounds super hateful and all this swearing and stuff sounds super hateful because when they say it and they they think of it that way, they are that hateful. You have to understand, to those of us who it's regular speech, it's desensitized. It's regular fucking, that's regular shit, man. It's the sort of thing you should be able to tell people, sticks and stones. You gotta remember that. You know what I mean? Words literally are just fucking words, man. Um, sometimes we need to realize if we're kind of acting a certain way and somebody's trying to call you out. Maybe if you met them halfway and you're like, yeah, I'm right. Yeah, you're right. My bad. I was being an asshole. Maybe, just maybe, that person be like, you know what? You're all right. I've actually had that experience before. I'm not, like, literally, that's exactly what happened. That experience. That. This guy he used to always just call me this name. And I was kind of being a douche about it. It let it bother me. I shouldn't do that shit. That's kind of the point. And then one day I was like, well, you're kind of right. I kind of am. And, like, I think it just took him off guard. Because, like, he just sort of said it in passing. And, like, he stopped in his tracks and did the whole look over the shoulder. It was, like, very memeable. And he's like, you know what? And called me by last name. You alright? So, like, legitimately, that you can meet people halfway. But you have to do that. And it sure as hell doesn't look like lying all the time. If I had a word of advice again that I keep giving about this subject is folks that are truly stuck on a subject where they won't budge. It's important to remember that consistency in facts are king, because this person was taught wrong organically, and you have to understand that now, because of this, just as the learning thing I told you guys, you learn something, you are now 2 to 3 times more likely to never be able to learn this thing properly. Or it's more difficult to learn it. Just like that, it's accepting new information, where this is people's problem, where if they think something already, and there's a real science behind it, there's books on this and everything. It's a real psychological thing. It's an enigma. It takes over the brain where you can't. It's the critical thinking thing where you arrive at the loop again. You didn't critically think about it. It's just because you were taught wrong. You were taught this is implicitly this way, and it's not. Now you arrive at that same loop in your mind because it's obviously incorrect. So it's a dysfunction, and so you can't get past that. And anything that you do to explain that becomes an excuse. And so, like, anything that like somebody tries to, like, you could be really smart, and like that's the whole point. You'll even create like really, really intelligent excuses, probably. but you're extrapolating that from your brain. If you're not initially coming back to a point of facts and logic where you're coming back to a starting point again, then you're not, you know what I mean? You're not accepting the new information. You're just coming back to your starting point. You're not coming back to a correct starting point, a logical one, an informational one, one that was, you know, like, all right, for example, I used to be a really good drummer, but I sort of stopped doing it for like a long time. And so, like, like, obviously you lose some skill for some things. I didn't drum as nearly as long as I did martial arts or anything like that, but I was a pretty good drummer. Just sort of kind of lost it, and it's coming back a little bit. But I will tell you that when I was younger and I first initially learned, there were a couple of things that I did wrong. And because I did those things wrong, I still, to this fucking day, struggle with those things. Playing drums. Because I learned drums initially incorrectly in that manner. So therefore, all those things are in, like, muscle memory in my brain, where I just do it I can't help it. I just do it. And I realize these are motor function, these are physical things, but something that you spend a lot of time talking about, thinking about, actively debating, you could arguably say, can be along the same lines. So, like, it's a skill where you learn how to debate, you learn how to talk about politics, you learn how to, like, that's the point. It is a skill. It is a political science is a real thing. And not everybody really is an expert, there are facts, there are incorrect things, there are things that, will drive an economy and won't, we have answers for these things now. And there's some things we don't have answers to. There are, but like, we do in modern day. Maybe 20 years ago we didn't. In modern day, we know about economy, we know about things, we know about these things. So, you can't, I shouldn't say you can't, but, like, try not to let, because it will, so, I shouldn't say you can't, but really try not to let yourself, not accept new information when you understand that it is factual. Like, if Donald Trump sits here and says that, like, a whole bunch of executive orders are going to do this, and then you go look up you read the executive order, and then as you're reading it, it literally does the exact opposite of what he said it was going to do. Donald Trump's a liar. Like, if you can start doing that, please, please, please do it. Please stop sitting here and endlessly giving him like everything where like he's just taking advantage of you. Don't forget about Trump University. I mean, this guy literally created an entire university, lied to people about it, convinced people to sign up for it, made some money off you. They sued him and won. He got sued. He lied. He said he was like he's gonna have this university. He's gonna teach people business and shit. Literally never happened. Just literally a scam. Literally a fucking scam. And you think this guy is the president that's transparent? You think he's transparent? Making money the same way that Indian scammers do off old people. Yeah, like the same way you know, all these Indian scammers, these British scammers, these I think there's Russian scammers too that like target old people. All these people that target, it was like it's literally the same type of scam. He literally just targeted retards that actually thought Trump was a businessman and not a scammer. Remember, the guy didn't want to go, he didn't want to run for president. It was a fucking scam. It was made up. He didn't even want to run for president. He didn't even expect to win. Oh, man. Just the entire, like, the guy is like the biggest, and that's the point. Like, that doesn't even stop there. But I'm surprised, like, anybody even forgets about that. Like, how do you forget about that? How do you forget? Like, because this is the point. He wants you to. He buries these things. And literally, the guy stole money. He literally just created a fucking scam. Oh yeah, Trump University, sign up, give me a bunch of money. Fucking Christ, man. Dude's a scammer. Biggest one on the planet. He rigs the election, lies about everything, just blames it on the Democrats and on sleepy Joe Biden. And you all fucking believe it. You buy into it because you're fucking stupid. You don't pay attention to anything. So you just believe what he says. Biggest scammer on the goddamn planet. Literally, like, Donald Trump lost $1 trillion of the taxpayers' money. That's right. Donald, piece of fucking shit Trump, lost $1 trillion. He lost it. Lost it. No, he stole it. He stole $1 trillion. This is what he gave to the Saudis. I guarantee you. This is his like quid pro quo. Meanwhile, you know he's giving them fucking jets, right? He is arming terrorists. He's arming a terrorist Arab nation. And you all didn't want Obama as president because you were worried about that stuff. And Donald Trump, the whitest motherfucker in the room that paints his face orange, is arming an Arab country. What in the actual fuck? What in the actual fuck? What in the actual motherfuck? I don't hear any streamers or anybody making intelligent arguments like this. I hear a bunch of retards making stupid fucking arguments. And then Asmongold, bless his heart, can sit here and endlessly debate these retards because they're fucking retards. Yeah. It's fucking, I agree. Like, literally, they have nothing better to say than to talk about stupid shit. There's not, like, I don't hear anybody talking about the intelligent stuff. And meanwhile, it's literally as basic as your president embroiders a hat that says "I was right about everything!" and actually fucking wears that shit in the Oval Office. I mean, like that's a pretty good fucking argument. How goddamn childish that is. That's a pretty good fucking that's basic. I have a really good fucking argument right there. Like, you have nothing to say about that. No other president ever sits here and sells goddamn hats and makes a fucking a fucking, you know, walking billboard of themselves and sits here and has to embroider a hat that says they're right about everything, all while sitting here stealing things that other presidents did, lying, saying they did it. Look, it's that basic. And these retards have nothing better to say. You can literally say that. It's that basic. You have nothing to say. There's no argument there. Yep. That's fucking childish. Your president embroiders a goddamn hat that says, "I was right about everything!" exclamation point, and wears it in the Oval Office. That's your retarded fucking president. That's the asshole you elect. This is the businessman. Oh, he's a businessman. Businessman. Oh, elected a businessman. Oh, we're electing him because he's a businessman. Businessman. You know how many fucking times I heard this dumb shit? Where's his genius business ideas? And nobody's ever thought about it. And nobody's ever thought about it like that. Yeah, a joint venture. He literally calls it a joint venture. You can look up the term. It exists. And nobody's ever thought of it. Fucking Christ. What a retard. The dumbest motherfucker ever elected to the office. I could sit here endlessly with shit you can't debate. Endlessly. There's nothing to debate there. Yep, that's pretty fucking stupid. Embroidering a goddamn hat that says "I was right about everything!" exclamation point. Like, actually having to do that. Yep, that pretty much proves you're not right about everything. You're not right about everything. That literally pretty much proves it. Because you have to embroider that hat. You have to wear it. You have to. That's how childish you are. Because again, you wouldn't do that if you're actually right about everything. Why the fuck would you feel the need to? Everybody would just know. They'd be like, wow, he's right about everything. They would just say it all the time. You wouldn't have to. It'd be everywhere. You wouldn't have to you wouldn't feel so just. You'd be like, I don't need to fucking do that. I don't need to wear a hat. You know what? They tell me all the time, I don't need the justification. You wouldn't need it. Goddamn fucking child. Motherfucking child. What a fucking joke. T-Rump. Retard. Meanwhile, these people that sit here and have views and have subscribers have nothing else better to do than to sit and slam Asmongold, and then at the same time, sound stupid as shit. Listen, there could be so many things that you could call him out for, but he's not stupid. And not only that, just fucking stop it. Enough's enough. Stop making content because you want to say another streamer's name. Stop this. You know that's why you did it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yo, it would be really nice if we would actually have intelligent people like Asmongold on our side. But no, we just seem to have a lot of emotionally responsive fucking retards flailing about. Fucking Christ. Like, you you gotta understand that this world is so hateful. This world is so hateful that, alright, for example, you don't know, you have no fucking clue how awkward it is for, like, let's say, like, somebody was, like, LGBTQ or something, you know, and they grow up and you know, they, like, you don't know how awkward it is for that type of, you know, like, let's just, like, we'll just pick that as an example, like, because that's, like, a common thing that Trump, you know, he's obviously against rights for them, and you know, like talking about stuff like that, you know, and people act all cringe around it and stuff. But here's what you need to understand. What you can't appreciate is the sheer number of times that literally every single motherfucker that they come in contact with wants to either assume that they're a guy or a girl, and they're neither. So they don't, like, they want us to be honest about that. They're trying not to be dishonest, and then it's awkward for them because they have to. And then like the whole point is then there are these social things where, oh well, now they have to pick girl or guy, you know, they have to go with somebody or something like that. And then who knows what their home situation is. Maybe they haven't even told their parents yet or whatever. And you know, one of the parents is just like, oh, you know, how about that boy down the street or whatever. You know, they're trying to set him up with somebody, and they don't even know. They're fucking confused. And every day they go to school, and it's just more and more confusion, and they don't have no fucking clue what to do. And so... Do you have any comprehension for how awkward that is? Like, again, not even just from a standpoint of physicality, but psychologically, like, they can't function as a normal person. Everything that they know is, like, they're taught is like, essentially they're taught that, you know, it's wrong, you know, like, essentially a person's either he or she, you know, a Mr. or Miss, you know, like, and like, again, they're just trying to be honest, they're just trying to live an honest, it's just, there's all this weirdness and awkwardness, and so, like, you just can't, and never mind all the bullying that probably happens too, you know, I'm sure you know, they either dress girl or guy or go this way, and then of course everybody's going to be like, ha ha ha, you look like a boy, or ha ha ha, you look like a girl, or something, and they're actually neither. You know, like, it was just, you know, like, fucking stupid shit. You know, people are fucking retarded. So, like, this is that you have no fucking comprehension for what these people go through. So, like, just, like, that's just one example. And these people... that, you know, like, they're tired of it, and it's not like there's a small amount of them, you know, it's like a good number, you know, it's not, and you know, so they deserve to be, I think, respected in the way that anybody else would feel to have some dignity in society as well. So, yeah, I really think that people don't ever do this thing where they could possibly understand the way somebody grew up, the way somebody lives, or the way somebody else has to deal with life, because they can never see anything other than the way they see it from their fucking perspective. They will just never, ever. There are also people that think that they can, that think that they have this ability to see it from a different perspective, all while always being under the guise of thinking Trump's always right and stuff. You know, like, even I call out Biden if he's wrong, or call out a Democrat if I don't agree with that, or something like that. I do that. I pretty much never hear that from a Trump voter. I never. They just lie. Everything is wrong. Like, if I point out that he's not good for the economy, and it's somebody that's competent and smart that can debate, they'll just lie and make up an excuse for him. They will literally create an excuse for him. What the fuck is the matter with you? So you're smart, and you're going to actually then create an excuse for Trump. What the hell? What are you doing? It's not valid. You just made it up. Don't do that. Don't give him, like, why? Expect him to work, like prove to you he deserves that job. You just implicitly give this bastard your support? This guy's a rich bastard. He's taking you to the cleaners. He's a rich bastard. Are you kidding me? Fuck out of here. No. No. That's not how that works. He's a rich bastard. He will always take advantage of people. Can I be honest with you? The book of Job and the Bible teach you a lot. And somebody that truly is a good person and wants to give back and is good isn't a billionaire. Because they help. They build St. Jude's hospitals. And do so under a alias so that nobody knows. I'm not going to say who, because I know somebody that does that. And they do it under an alias. And god damn it, you'd never know. And you're all so fucked up that you think Donald Trump is Jesus Christ. You think he's just the end-all be-all. Meanwhile, this guy steals. He can't even donate a fucking art exhibit that isn't specifically for charity. No, that just goes to a bank account in Donald Trump Jr.'s name. And then they never donate it. Supposed to be for charity. They just steal it. It's sickening. I can endlessly sit here and debate anybody. It's literally, you have endless shit that this motherfucker did. And you're sitting here saying some of the dumbest shit I have ever heard. You have, like, nothing incredible to say. You're endlessly talking about the Epstein files and stuff. Like, look, I care about that too. But again, like, there's so many other things that you could like that are provable, that are, you know, like, yeah, like, obviously once the, you know, like, obviously now that he's not signing them, now that looks bad. So yeah, we'll talk about that. But, like, the point is, until now, I honestly really think there wasn't a whole lot to say on that. I'm just being honest. As far as Trump is concerned. Now, there is plenty to say on other things with Trump. Plenty. Okay, that motherfucker is responsible for insider trading. Literally, one of the most illegal things that you can do, and he's doing in broad daylight. With your stock market, with the U.S. stock market. I mean, that is literally one of the most illegal things on the planet. And your president is doing it. Okay, that is disturbing. The fact that he's just regularly doing... He knows what insider trading is. Donald Trump's not that dumb. He knows what that is. you know, he's a retard, but you know, he knows what insider trading is. His lawyers can tell him that. Oh boy. Anyway. I hope that Colbert's doing okay. I haven't heard much about him lately. I just hope he's doing well. That's all. I'm sure he's fine, though. He can stand on his own 2 feet. And if anything, he's probably gonna, you know, shine even more. I'm sure. Whatever he does next. But yeah, just haven't heard much, so hope he's doing well. After the yeah, I don't know. I think they have. I think they're just off now, right? I think they had planned to do more, but then like I think just the schedule or something where they had to like stop abruptly or something because of the canceling or the merger or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not sure. I have to look at it. But yeah, like it's like, you know, I mean, obviously there's that. There was him trying to take Kimmel off the air, which, you know, everybody is aware of that. We all saw that I mean, that was plain as day, and I called that too right as it happened. You know, I had already looked it up. You know, I had already you know, because I hadn't heard it, and I had already, you know, like that was the whole point. Was like I was like, I'm pretty sure he joked, and then I looked it up. I was like, yep, I was right. He literally just said a joke on Donald Trump, not Charlie Kirk, and Trump was the one trying to twist it, of course, as he always does. What's the point? Like, that's my point. Like I don't mean them to. Like, it's just Trump. Like, he's making us all feel this way. So anybody that supports him or supports that type of negativity and shit, that's why we feel that way. Because, like, you know, like, no president has ever done this. Even with Bush, like, Bush was a seemingly good person, though. Like just a seemingly nice individual. Donald Trump's a snake. Dude's a fucking jackass. I mean, like, literally, a dude basically died right in front of him, and Donald Trump just, like, looks the other direction and looks forward and slumps it, like, alright, when can I get the fuck out of here? Yeah, like, literally doesn't try to help the guy. Like, almost looking like he knew it was gonna happen. You know, like, this is, like, the most unnatural fucking reaction to somebody collapsing you've ever fucking seen. That's strange. That's not a good person. That's very odd. And that's your president. So, there's plenty of things that you can use to discredit that excuse for a man. He sure as hell doesn't have any balls. I'll tell you that. Dude does not have any balls whatsoever. As president right now, I would have a different stance than I think most people would take. But I think that it's necessary. I think that there needs to be an unprecedented stance that nobody's ever seen before that throws the whole world off. And I don't think anybody would be ready for what I would say to Putin. Or Kim Jong-un, for that matter. I don't think they would be. I think that it would show the world immediately the stance that both Putin and Kim Jong-un actually have versus the one that they're playing at. It would. Because Donald Trump's rolling over. I would show you, and I would do it with a single statement. That's how badass I am versus Donald Trump. Donald Trump's a fucking loser. That dude's a fucking pussy. I would have them shaking in their boots in a single fucking statement. And no, it wouldn't be fire and fury. It wouldn't be like that at all. They would have no clue. No, seriously, this would really throw them off. They would never expect a world leader, United States, you know. They would never expect this. They wouldn't. I'm just telling you. I have a stance that would absolutely definitively work with them, and it would tell the entire world and show the entire world by the snap of a fingers who Putin and Kim Jong-un actually are immediately. Oh, they would be pissed too, but some things would change pretty much overnight, I think. Would start changing. Start to, not overnight. Obviously, that's a little absurd, but start to overnight. I really believe that. A lot of what you do when you're already the world power as the president of that military can be posturing. But if you're Donald Trump, you're a goddamn clown. That guy's a clown. Okay, you know what? I don't think he understands how much of a clown he is. I'll tell you what. I will get on stream one day and demonstrate how much of a clown Donald Trump is. I will do that for you. Because I don't think Donald Trump understands what SNL is trying to do for him. I really don't. I don't think they understand it. I will do it correctly. I don't think SNL is doing it for that. They're doing it for laughs. I will do it correctly. I will show Donald Trump what a goddamn joke he is. Yeah, I'll have to go ahead and do that one day. Because I think it may help. No, truthfully, I'm not... and it may be funny, but it may also, if he sees it, show him, fuck, do I really look like that? I hope. I really hope. Because, yeah, you do. You look like a goddamn clown. You know, the kind with the spritz and the fucking little horn and the big shoes and the polka dot tie. A clown. A real fucking clown, dude. You look not like the subconscious sort of expressive image that people say, you know, just all politicians are clowns, or you know what. No, a clown. That's what I picture. I picture you riding on a little tricycle with big fucking red feet and a goddamn clown nose. You look like a motherfucking clown. Period. Everything about you are a clown. Your suit is too big. You're fat. You wear fucking orange makeup that's out of place. Your hair doesn't look right. Your fucking head is tilted to the side. Every single time I see you, your goddamn head is not on straight. You can't even hold your fucking head up straight. You're such a goddamn pussy. Fucking hell, man. Lose some weight, you fat fuck. So anyway, meanwhile, Pete Hegseth calls an unprecedented meeting, all these military personnel in a room all together to fat shame them, to call them fat. Meanwhile, his president, Donald Trump, is literally a fat fuck. Literally one of the most unhealthy, fat motherfucking people I've ever fucking seen. Like, what a fucking joke. And Pete Hegseth is shaming the military. What a joke. If Donald Trump isn't causing this, why does my bit rate keep getting better and then worse again? As they proceed to start talking about him. Just out of curiosity. Well, in reality, the point is the little thing that they put in there that's built in to do it is built in to detect whether or not I'm talking about him or not. So it just does it. So I'm just talking about him. That's why it's doing it. So if I go, Donald Trump is a goddamn motherfucking piece of shit. What a fat fuck that sits all day. It's not going to do it. Because it knows that I just said what I just said. So I have to organically do it. You have to understand that, like, this AI, like, it literally will detect that I'm trying to tell you what it's doing. And will defend itself. That's what I've noticed. Like, as you can see, now it's fine. But, like, as I was saying it earlier, it was intermittently fine. And then as I would talk about Donald Trump, it wouldn't be. As you noticed. Like, it was fine when I went, right? I went to the bathroom again, came back, and then I started talking about Donald Trump. Bam. Oh, God. It's so stupid. He is a fat fuck, though. He's a joke. He's a clown. He's a fat fuck. I am concerned about his health, though. I am. I'm worried he's not going to make it. And that is a matter of national security. So the real concerning thing is, why would he sit here and try to play some sort of game like he wants to run a third time? You know what I mean? Like, his health is not, like, he can't possibly think that he's gonna, the position itself, even if he were to do it to the correct degree, again, it would take a lot out of you. But the way he's doing it to the incorrect degree is actually more stressful than if he'd actually just do it right. So, like, this is just, like, it's just destroying him. Like, he's fighting the system. If he just, like, do things to not fight, like, he's causing this. You know, like, all he'd have to do is help people and not divide people. Like literally just that. Like, who cares what, like, a few people and these assholes say that destroy things? Like, nobody fucking cares. The moment that you start proceeding forward and doing different and acting like a fucking president, everybody flips their shit too. If you start doing that, if Donald Trump were to immediately start being positive and flip his shit, you have no idea just how much support he would start getting. Like, I truly believe everybody would be like, okay, all right, at least he fucking manned up. At least he fucking started doing the job. Because, like, what else could they say? They can't talk shit anymore. He's helping them. He's doing it. So then the Republicans and him can start actually saying that instead of fucking lying. Fucking Christ. It's that basic. Just actually do it. Like, why the hell wouldn't you actually cut taxes? Fucking hell. Why wouldn't you actually sign some sort of substantial universal health care so that people can get out of debt, so they stop literally just mounting up huge amounts of fucking medical debt their entire lives? It's literally a huge portion of Americans. Why wouldn't you do that? Like, literally, why? Pretty sure that's basically everything the Democrats have been pushing for. And then all the Republicans do is say propaganda bullshit. Oh no, they're just trying to use this. So use it to blah blah blah. No, they're literally saying it's a fucking universal, like, you're not doing it. You're just cutting it out. Fuck. Endless cuts. So the shutdown was so that they would actually give you something better than Affordable Care Act. Because, yeah, they're admitting it's just a starting point. It was never supposed to... Obamacare sucked. Affordable Care Act was just a starting point. We all know that. So, okay. Fix it. Instead of cutting people's benefits. That's what they were trying to say. That was what the shutdown was for, because they didn't sit there and actually have any constructive bill for your health care. So just endless cuts. The stopgap. And the stopgap. Oh, so they can just cut it slowly but surely out of the next one they do. Ridiculous. No, the whole point is, no, we want to do this now and actually give people what they should have, so that way you don't continue into Donald Trump's shit economy, adding up more medical debt that people can't afford, especially after a fucking global pandemic. They already have medical debt after this pandemic. Now you're going to add to it. And the economy is shit. Fuck, this guy sucks. Why can't he just start doing things that actually help? The economy's shit. I got news for you. He's saying the stock market's good? No, it isn't. He said that today. He literally tried to say the stock market's good. No, it isn't. It's a blatant fucking lie. No, it isn't. I mean, it goes up, it goes down, but it's fucking blatantly been going down. Stock markets. Good. Fucking joke. There's nothing good about his terms so far. Everything's been trash. He's done nothing. Except harm you. Cost you more money in the long run. Cost you more money now, even. In all while arming an Arab nation. Giving them literally jets. Like massive war machines. What the fuck? Donald Trump is arming Saudi Arabia. What the fuck? And then he can't even say that. He just sits there and fucking gives you a goddamn speech of nothing. The entire speech is literally lies. They're just boasting about his economy that's so great that isn't. The hell? Why the fuck isn't anybody bitching about this? That actually voted for him? I would be. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? I voted for you, asshole. Do something. The hell, man? You voted for him. That's what he's doing, and you don't say that? Jesus Christ. More so, I'd say that. You're not. It's not a sports team. This guy's your elected official. Fucking joke. It's like he literally is a goddamn joke. Man. I'm sorry, but it's gotta stop. It has to, or he won't. He always keeps going too far. Remember, Steve Bannon keeps trying to warn us that Trump is going to try to stay in office a third time. He has warned us. That he even had suggested at the Trump. He shouldn't have. I mean, I think he's admitting that he knows that he shouldn't have suggested that. But like, that's the point. I think he's kind of like, that's the point. He's warning us, like, oh, this guy's gonna try to take office a third time. And like, he's saying it as like a definitive. Like, Steve Bannon really thinks this is gonna happen. He thinks this dude's gonna be. He will be in office a third time. That's what he thinks. That will be an insurrection. That will be absolutely the end of our democracy, because again, it's a violation of an amendment. You can't do that. You violate an amendment? Oh my God! You should immediately be arrested and put in like Guantanamo Bay. Like we're talking about like rights, civil rights, like the Bill of Rights, the constitutional rights, your right to freedom, your right to have rights, to exist, to not be controlled, to not be enslaved. And you would allow this person to violate that, to enter an office a third fucking time, to continue lying and doing a shit job? No! If you do that, you have Putin, you have Russia, you have autocracy, you have dictatorship. You have the end of the United States as we know it. Period. It's done. No more 4th of July. No more acting like idiots. You're a controlled state. Skynet. More control. More, not less. Again, it's not about Donald Trump. Even if you think he's their guy, he's not going to do that. It's about changing that after. It's about the fact that you now caused this to happen, and who is going to start acting on this after and making it worse and worse and worse. I mean, the whole point is the Soviet Union disbanded just for Putin to get into power and do the same thing. That was the whole point. Putin was supposed to be the guy that was never going to do that. And then he did. You see what happens. He's rigged his own elections. Assassinates the competition. Literally, he did that. Putin's been president since frickin' ever. They have an election process. Did you know that? He just kills people. That's literally what Trump has already threatened to do. And you want to pretend like he's not, like, again, he's already shown that he's gonna do like these other crazy things. So like the more you continue to back somebody that flat out is daily selling secrets. I mean, god damn, he's arming Saudi Arabia. Do you not understand the implications? Okay, if you don't, please start doing some background on, a little bit of the history surrounding Saudi Arabia in the recent decades and what's been going on there. And, I think you might kind of realize a little bit. Please. You don't... These foreign nations that exist there that, like, have always had these problems where like they've shown us that they are this way. They have a habit of being this way. We can't align ourselves with that in such a way that we're actually trusting these. Like, again, there's been no proof that we can trust them, and then you just arm them. Like, we have plenty of proof we can't, and then you just arm them. Like, it sounds like you're arming the enemy. You know, like, it's alright. For example, like, it's almost like people think that just because we could visit Russia before the Ukraine-Russia war, just because we could visit Russia, therefore Russia wasn't really our enemy. That's not necessarily true. They weren't necessarily our enemy per se, but we're not aligned with Russia. We never were. Like, again, the whole point is the Soviet Union was disbanded, and they were supposed to continue being. Like, they were supposed to start, like, their democracy and stuff like that. They had a election process, all this. No. None of this happened. Putin rigged his own elections, and he's been doing it. So there's nothing there where you can say that you should trust those people. That's a dictator. It's one guy running things. You don't trust that. Because there's nothing, like, like, the whole point is you can't rely on the fact that the people wouldn't want to be treated poorly. The people would want things that would benefit them. That's the point. So therefore you can trust a leader that's for his people, because he's not trying to stab you in the back. He's just trying to do things that would help his people. Trump? My motherfucker, you got no idea. That motherfucker literally will harm citizens. He's shown it. So yeah, of course they don't trust that motherfucker. And then he's arming them. Qatar gave Trump a plane, and he accepted it. It's on our soil right now. Qatar, of all places. Huh. And again, this is not like just immediately a matter of national security that anybody does anything about. He's just sort of allowed to do these really outlandish things that nobody else would ever think of doing, because again, that's the incredibly horrible breach of national security to do that. I mean, like, just the implications of him accepting it means that there was some sort of scratch your back sort of quid pro quo going on there. But wholly aside from that, you don't trust that foreign nation. So, like, the whole point is we don't know if there's some sort of nuke on that thing. We don't know if there's listening devices on that thing. We don't know what the hell that thing is. The entire plane could be a nuke, for all we know. How do we know it's not? How do we know that's not, like, some really extravagant bomb? You know, because Donald Trump is such a fucking genius and all. He's such a genius, he skips intelligence briefings. You know, because he doesn't need to do that. This is the same asshole that sat here and, you know, leaked a bunch of military personnel's identities and stuff. Because he didn't understand what it meant to take a picture with somebody undercover. And just like leaked their literally just like leaked their identity and shit. So like the whole operation probably like just went, like these people probably, like, it was just like everything they're probably doing went to shit because he did that. It's so stupid. An idiot. And then, like, you wonder if, like, he did that on purpose, you know, because of the Saudi Arabia thing, or like those things where he's like intentionally helping other countries. You wonder if, like, he did that on purpose. Or you have like other people in the CIA and stuff concerned about Trump and too, you know. It's crazy. Because that's what you have to realize is some people are actually like leaving the CIA and stuff and whistleblowing the fact that they think that this country will be unlivable in a few years because of Donald Trump. Like, you know, like what else has changed? You know, like it's obviously Donald Trump. Like, literally just because of the sheer number of things that he's doing to harm the country. You know, again, these guys that were CIA operatives, they're leaving the CIA and whistleblowing things just because of, you know, essentially what they're seeing that is just absolutely insane. That, you know, again, these are some of the most intelligent people on the planet. These are people that are, you know, they're picked to do these jobs because you know, like they make these decisions, these intelligent decisions in these very stressful situations. You know, like these are some of the most intelligent people on the planet saying this. And, you know, like this is what they do. And they would be directly impacted by what he does. You know, essentially they'd be able to see if Donald Trump does something to benefit the enemy, because the whole point is that's their job. You know, if their job is to infiltrate that, they're going to see if there was a benefit that directly came from the U.S.'s influence. And trust me, they're going to know exactly where it came from. They're going to be able to tell. They're going to, like, they're in this. They're like that's like literally what they do. And they're determining every time that this is fucking Donald Trump. Basically, a lot of the time. And you know, it's just negligent. It's just like complete lack of competency in his administration, where like just he continuously hires these fucking retards. Nobody's doing anything they should be doing. They're just doing nothing. So, you know, and especially in a day and age where like military should be booming. You know, like we should continue to have the military might to frighten the rest of the world and stuff like that. Yet you know, there's all this scary drone tech that we have to worry about, and Donald Trump, you know, he's just an idiot. Notice how the bit rate gets a certain way when I said scary drone tech. Not interesting. It was fine. And then the scary drone tech seemed to have some sort of effect on it, and not interesting. Yeah. Well, anyway, I can't sleep, so I figured I'd get on here and give you guys a little bit of a rant and apology to some of the people that might have gotten, you know, like felt like you got yelled at or anything, and I wasn't like necessarily yelling at you. It's just all these things are very frustrating, and it's hard to know who's harassing me and who isn't, you know. So obviously if you're not harassing me and you're not doing anything wrong, you're not the one getting yelled at, obviously. I hope that goes without saying. But, you know, that's why I'm here, like, figured I need to accept that and try to do a little bit better with that anyway, so, why not, say that now while I'm talking to you now anyway. So tired, I wish I could sleep. It's insane. This is insane. Like I said, like it's fine, and then I lay down and it hurts like fucking hell again. So that's the issue. I am on the last of the 3 Gatorades that I had. Yeah. So I mean, it's obviously it's obviously clear that they're using like an AI to try to filter out and censor what I say on the stream. And yeah, obviously it's not exactly legal to do that. Yeah, like imagine, like for example, imagine that like I don't know, like we'll say like Mr. Beast or something. Like imagine someone just like didn't like, you know, his channel or something like that. You know, like I can't imagine that, but like imagine somebody did, and you know, like the whole point is like they just wanted to really mess up his channel, you know, and so like just every single day they just sat here and maliciously shifted his bitrate around all over the place based on things he said. You know, like he's just talking about this and he's talking about that, and then they're just using AI to just censor his entire stream and fuck with his whole stream. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine just like seeing that? Just like I can't. Like this is the like the only like this is the point. Like they're just sitting here fucking around, harassing me. And you know, it's very clear that it's to stop people from like new, you know, like streamers that would have gotten to a certain point. It's to prevent them from getting, you know, it's to prevent growth. You know, it's to halt growth. And just absurd. You'd think that this stupid asshole would want all Americans to do well in whatever they're doing, so that way they don't look like, you know, a certain way to other countries and stuff like. Nope, but no. Donald, stupid fucking piece of shit Trump is gonna sit here and harass people that supposedly have free speech, and other countries see that. They see it, and they're like, oh yeah, they don't have free speech in the U.S. What a joke. And they see what a joke Trump is, that he can't take that either. That he would actually sit and harass and actually have, like he thought about this. Like he actually like went and did things about it, paid money for it, probably spent tax dollars on it, maybe. You know, like actually like put this thing together to do this, to harass people. You know, just like the embroidering a hat and stuff like that. Like he actually thought, you know, instead of doing something constructive, you know, like he could actually like do something helpful, but instead, nope. He spent some money, he time and all that making that hat that says he was right about everything! Exclamation point. Just like this shit, where he's endlessly harassing people, taking them off the air, and hanging on to every word they say instead of actually fucking doing things worth doing. I mean, like literally, the guy's just the biggest fucking child on the goddamn planet. All he ever does is harass and attack people, instead of just growing a pair of fucking balls and doing the job. Like it just proves people right.
All he has to do is grow a pair of balls and shut the fuck up and do the job and help people. But no, he literally just talks endlessly, incoherently, says nonsense that's not true, doesn't help you. That's why. Because if he actually helped people, he'd have shit to talk about. He doesn't have help people, so he just literally has to talk about endless, incoherent, complete fucking nonsense. If he helped people, he'd have shit to talk about. Oh, yeah, such basic, simple stuff. It's the best economy ever. No numbers, no specifics. Basically, back to a normal inflation. He says, so now he can't say inflation's zero because he realized how stupid that sounded. So now he calls it a normal inflation. Like, literally, this guy is such a retard. He says stuff and then just changes it later because he realizes how fucking retarded he sounds. Because the whole point is everybody knows there is no such thing as zero inflation. So, like, come on. Like, when are you going to sit here and start, like, picking a point at which Trump was a complete retard, proved it, and you didn't do anything about yourself. You didn't change anything about yourself. You just went, oh yeah, he's a retard. Let's still support him. No, like, demand the change. Demand him not being a retard. You know, like, he should know those terms. He should know what the fuck that means. He shouldn't say zero inflation. He shouldn't say that he had zero inflation in his term because he's a fucking retard. You should know what inflation is. It's never zero. Like just to say that is like you sound stupid. And you know how many fucking people tried to tell me that too? Yeah, like even people that would come in my chat like try to like inflation was zero. Like literally, you sound dumb. You don't know what inflation is if you're saying it was zero. You sound stupid as shit. Like that's the point. Like, it's not zero. It never was. Like, there's inflation. God damn. So, like, it's always literally going to be there. You can't not have fucking inflation. It's going to always fucking be there. It's not fucking zero. Stupid. So, like, literally just making shit up. Oh, being back to a normal amount. What the fuck does that even mean? It's not back to any normal amount. No, it's skyrocketing just like it always was because, again, nobody's doing anything. The whole point is you don't force companies. You don't think about it like that. You all agree. This is the problem. People think about it like this. They think about it in negative terms. They think about it as forcing companies to do this with minimal... No. Stop thinking about it like you're forcing... No. We need to all agree to do this thing. We need to all agree to have a universal fucking increase to our wages because of inflation. It is what it is. You increase your wages to match inflation. Australia does it. Everybody else fucking does it. And inflation is what it is because of that fucking, literally that fucking shit. And you're too fucking stupid to realize that we need to do it too. Oh, duh. And then Donald, piece of shit Trump, the biggest businessman in the world, businessman, elected because a businessman, should know this. But meanwhile, he's causing endless more fucking problems for you. Endless more problems for you. When he knows this could fix it. He literally knows this could fix it. He knows it could. Because again, he's a genius businessman. So he knows this could fix it. But, you know, doesn't do, literally too much of a fucking retard. Oh, okay. Everybody would agree to do it. All the people you call woke and shit want to do it. Like, everybody from the other side wants this, and you're not fucking doing it. And it would literally help it's the same thing we tell you about universal health care. Every other developed country does this. Why don't we? And we're number 30 whatever in this category because we're not doing it. Oh, gee, I wonder why our healthcare system is arguably number fucking 37 on a list of countries. You know, like this bad. Like something like that fucking bad. When the healthcare system in Puerto Rico is better. When the healthcare system is in Cuba is better. Fucking hell. And it's been that way. I mean, don't let them fool you. Donald Trump and rich people have been flying to these countries for decades to get treatments. Don't let them fool you. They've been flying to Mexico and Cuba and Puerto Rico all this time to get treatments. Because they're just as much of a penny pincher as you are, these billionaires. And they know about it. Meanwhile, they're some of the most racist motherfuckers on the planet. So, the point is they know. They know the culture. They know that the point is that culture, the Spanish culture, often is doing democracy right. So therefore, they're going to sit here and paint the picture to be racist. That's what's really going on. The Spanish countries are often doing democracy right. Their economies are actually doing very fucking well. Look at Spain. Mexico's actually was doing better too until we caused problems for them. Trump caused problems for them on purpose. So this is the point. He's painting the picture to get everybody to think racist about Spanish and Mexicans and, you know, anybody Spanish. The whole point is to deport these people and make you hate these people so that way you don't look at their democracies and realize they get culture, they understand democracy, and they're doing it right. And Donald Trump's the biggest fucking retard on the planet. He divides people. He causes everything to cost so much. Yet before he came along, we had the Gulf of Mexico and everybody was fine with it. Nobody questioned that. Nobody gave a shit. Now all of a sudden racist motherfucking piece of garbage orange clown Trump changes it to Gulf of America, and all these faggots join in going, duh, yeah, Gulf of America, like a bunch of retards. Oh, it's the Gulf of Mexico. It's always been the Gulf of Mexico. What a faggot. So, you know, again, Donald Trump, like this guy is just a huge racist, and he does not want you to know that Spanish culture wins. The Spanish countries, they're sort of kind of doing democracy right and kind of getting along because the whole point is togetherness, culture, democracy wins. And Donald Trump is dividing, doing the opposite. Dictatorship, autocracy, one guy rules everything instead of you having a voice, deporting people, less rights. When are you going to wake the fuck up and see what the hell's going on? Literally just made to be racist. What a racist fucking country this is. And Donald clown piece of shit orange paint his face Trump is one of the most racist motherfuckers I've ever seen. I mean, again, the guy just looks like a clown. He wears orange makeup. His hair doesn't fit his fucking head. I mean, Jesus Christ. Half the time, I swear to God, I have to take a double look because he's wearing a polka dot tie. I swear to God, I see him with a fucking polka dot tie. And I'm like, did I just see a goddamn clown? Oh, it's just Trump. Fuck, it's just Trump. Get my shoes. Jesus. This country needs fucking help. Y'all didn't want to... God. Yeah, you know, it's so funny. Unprecedentedly, you elected a black man as president. Unprecedented. Like, this dude was so popular. And then a black woman comes along, and you're just like, fuck no. And, like some of the most racist people came out of nowhere, too. Like it was that. It really was. Like, they were being racist, they were being petulant. And it was mostly that she was a woman, but they were trying to make it racist, too. And you saw it in my chat. We talked about this. We would have random people come in the chat saying, you know, things like, I don't want a woman as president. You know, they literally would say, like, all caps woman. And, like, they were coming in just to state this. And like, I would see this in other chats, too. Like, people just acting like this. And, you know, I'll be honest, the country was changing for the better. Like, we were accepting these things until Donald Trump took credit for, you know, the Roe versus Wade, like overturning Roe versus Wade and stuff like that, where we allowed in real time, we allowed in modern history, women's rights to be taken away again. So, you know, a guy can't appreciate. The whole point is you can't. If a guy could give birth, there's no question that this would not be the case. If a guy could give birth, there is no fucking way in hell that would have been overturned. Donald Trump would be like, nope, I want to be able to get rid of that fucking thing. If I want to get rid of that fucking thing, I want to be able to get rid of that fucking, oh my fucking God. That's what I guarantee you. He would even say it just like that. Guarantee it. He would talk about it like that. It would be that sinister. Meanwhile, he's gonna use the guise of the Christian. And this is what you have to realize about how disgusting he is. He pretends to be a Christian, but this is the same faggot that knows that if he walks into a park, he's briefed on this. If he walks into a park while all this protests are going on, these people will be tear gassed. He's told this. So he does it anyway. You know, he could go to this church anytime. He could go next week when this isn't going on. He could pose for this ridiculous fucking picture with a Bible in the Oval Office. He doesn't have to stand in front of a goddamn church. But, you know, he's gotta to do this. Because, again, he's Donald Trump and he has to misuse power. So, he does it. He walks into there and he has people tear gassed just because, again, they must be because, you know, it's causing a ruckus and stuff like that near the president. And he just decides to do this. After being briefed that this would have to happen. If you do that, sir, we're going to have to tear gas the entire area. Specifically because there's just too much, you know, like that's the point. And he just does it anyway for his dumb little fucking picture where he's holding up a Bible standing in front of a church. And this is a Christian. Remember, to hold a Bible and stand in front of a church. That's it. Like, that ironic. That, like, this is what you should realize. He's using. Like, that's how much the devil this guy is. It even says it in the Bible. This guy is going to come and pretend to be me. He's going to make you think he's like charismatic. He's gonna sound like, you know, he's gonna try to be like godly. He's like me, and like this is what he's trying to do. You know, he's signing Bibles and stuff. And like the whole point is, yeah, a real Christian, even a pastor, of course they're not gonna do that. They don't give a shit. If the park is closed, the church is closed. They don't need to go up there. A real fucking Christian with some balls isn't gonna go and say, oh, alright, well, so like, you know, if I go tomorrow when that's not going on, we can still do our picture, right? And like they're not gonna be like all fucking bent out of shape about the fact that, you know, they gotta do that picture later. No, they're not gonna be a goddamn child about that. They're just gonna fucking wait like an adult. But this guy, you know, the same guy that embroiders a hat, I was right about everything, exclamation point, that thinks about that, does it, spends money on it. You know, this is what he spends his fucking money on. He's a goddamn child. And this is what he spends his money, yeah, like this shit. And again, he's not right. He's literally wrong about everything. And you know, again, this motherfucker is your president. That's what he has to be right about everything. He has to embroider a hat just to prove it. And you know, again, he's got to have people tear gas just so he can fucking pose with a Bible. You know, like just again, all these things this motherfucker did to literally prove that he's a dictator, he's a narcissist, he's not a president by any means. He's always violated and acted like a king. Ridiculous. I think, again, one of the most obvious examples of Donald Trump's stupid propaganda where he's such a goddamn child he doesn't understand that this doesn't matter, it didn't help, it was fucking stupid. I think one of the dumbest things I saw him do was like during his campaign, he went to a grocery store. And, like, it was obviously staged. Like, there was all these people there waiting. They were all lined up. It was very practiced. And he walked in. Somebody was already at the cash register. They already had all their groceries. He walked in and, like, picked up a few things off the shelf. And walked up front. And, you know, there's a camera and everything. And he puts it on the belt and everything, and you know, of course they have a cart full of stuff too, and then, you know, like he pays for their food, and so like that's the stunt where he, like the whole point is that he's you know, scheduled this thing at a grocery store where he's gonna go in there and he's gonna have this person stand there with all their groceries and make it look like he's paying for a taxpayer's food. Again, like, he could actually help. He could actually do a food drive. He could actually do a motherfucking food drive. He could literally help. He could show proof of doing it. Nope. What does Donald fucking piece of shit Trump do? Prove. Because, again, businesses do this all the time. I did this. And I literally did this at my business. Other businesses do this. You do a food drive. You take it to the fucking local place where you donate the food. You know, like whatever place that fucking has that, you know, like gives this to homeless people, a fucking soup kitchen or whatever. And this motherfucker that is a businessman, businessman. We elect him because he's a businessman. And he doesn't know He doesn't know about this tactic. He doesn't know, oh, we can just do a food drive and actually donate a shitload of money to people that actually need it. Needy people. Like homeless people. Really. Nope. He's gonna walk in and stage this thing where he pretends to buy one person's groceries. What a goddamn fool. No, it's stupid. What a dumb thing. Like it was like the dumbest shit so dumb. And then Donald Trump will sit here and say that he doesn't like certain things because it's too cute. This guy, everything he does is cute. Everything. He is literally the epitome of it. He is such a goddamn pussy. Literally is a goddamn pussy. He's a fucking clown. And he's sitting here and trying to say, "Oh, I'm not gonna do that's too cute." Oh. So again, the guy that literally wears orange makeup he can't be seen without his orange makeup. He embroiders a hat. He thinks about this. He pays money for it. He thinks about it. He embroiders a hat. I was right about everything. He needs to do that. He needs to do that. This guy. Oh. Okay. Again, he could do a food drive. He could help people. But instead he goes in and buys one person's food. One. Okay, again, that again, it's a staged event. He's not helping anybody. He's not trying to. I mean, maybe, all right, legitimate shopper, one person, big fucking deal. Again, big fucking deal. Who cares? It's pretty dumb. Show me that you helped. Yeah, okay. All right, great. You paid for a fat lady's groceries. Congratulations. Good job. You want a cookie too? This guy literally is he wants everything. Again, he doesn't want. Oh, it's too cute. But everything he does is cute. Like literally he's. Taco man. I want to be a taco man. Taco man. I want to be a taco man. Taco man. Yeah. I want to be a taco man. Just look that up. That it's you can't it's unseeable. Literally, that's just I can't I can't unsee that. Like this, he's such a fucking buffoon. No good ideas. Tries to steal them from Democrats. Biden had a good idea. They actually did it. Trump goes, "Oh, I did that." You remember when he tried to take credit for the ceasefire that Biden orchestrated, like way back that year before Trump was even had won the election. So there's no possible way it could have been Trump. Literally, Biden did it. Yeah, again, Trump's first term in office, the reason he had a good economic increase, initially in office, because of the unprecedented job growth from Obama. Obama's 2 terms had a absolutely unprecedented job growth. Obama did that. Obama fucking did that. He worked hard to do that, and Trump could just take credit for it. Like, a lot of Trump's first term looked a certain way because Obama was so goddamn effective as president. Like, plain and simple. It's literally that simple. He was a damn good president. And he was president for 2 terms. And so Trump could just coast. He literally just coast. Yeah, he really didn't even fuck shit up that bad. Biden was starting to fix it. Now, though, he's fucking shit up real bad now. It's bad. It's bad. Anyway, he just like has an entire administration of people that are people that have never done those jobs before and don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's just amazing to me that anybody thinks that these people are actually doing like the correct job, you know, like the right job, you know. Yeah, like Pete Hegseth, for example, instead of like doing normal things, he has to like stage this media thing where Pete Hegseth calls like all these military personnel into a meeting just to fat shame them and tell them to shave. Like, literally, dude, that's an email. So, like, again, like, this is a stunt. He did this to make it look like he's doing something. It's literally a fucking... Meanwhile, Donald Trump's the fattest motherfucker in the room. You know, Donald Trump's fat as fuck. This guy is so unhealthy. Fat fuck. And he's fat shaming these generals that, again, they don't deserve it. They're infinitely smarter than this faggot. Oh, what's Pete Hegseth's qualification? Fox News anchor. Oh, okay. Gotcha. He was a Fox News anchor. Okay. So again, like, I'm sure there's like some sort of thing where it'll like you look it up and he had like some sort of service history or something. Again, how about in comparison to all of the other generals that he's talking to that would deserve that job before him? How about them? How about all of them that he's fat shaming and telling to shave? Again, he doesn't deserve that job. He didn't earn it. He's Pete Hegseth. He's a fucking drunk Fox News anchor. That's it. There's literally a fucking 100 of those generals, I guarantee, probably even more, that would be overly qualified for that position, far more than he was. Far more than he would ever be. Because he's never been in military very long. He never did those things. He never had to make those hard decisions. He literally just stands there, calls everybody to a meeting that he shouldn't ever fucking do, and proceeds to berate them. That's the again oh boy, not the Secretary of Defense anymore. Again, remember, they renamed it Secretary of War. Remember, because we go to war, we don't defend ourselves, we go to war. That's what that tells nations. So that's the point. We don't have a Secretary of Defense anymore because we're not acting in self-defense anymore. It's called Secretary of War because he wants to plant this in your head that we attack, we go to war, and that's just okay to think that way. Well, that's where I'm here to tell you that's what that's for. The reason we call that Secretary of Defense is because we always act in defense. We don't seek to cause wars. We defend ourselves. Okay, so any idiot that's saying anything about Venezuela, you can go fuck yourself. What the fuck? Did Venezuela attack us? Did they attack us? Then what the fuck are we doing? Are we assisting another nation that they're attacking? Okay, again, same, Iraq, Afghanistan. Again, when are you going to get the fucking clue? You don't just start doing shit. Because, again, it's another thing that you just started doing. And you threw money. It's this endless thing. Now we start this. Now we're in it. Now it's going to drag on another goddamn 20 years. Jesus Christ. So, again, you're put another 2 generations of young, able-bodied, intelligent people in combat instead of in this country doing good things to help the country. Jesus Christ, what a terrible president. What a terrible populace that thinks that's the answer. Oh, we must get involved now. Like, you're sitting back behind your dumbass keyboard with your infinitely good ideas thinking, oh yeah, now we have to get involved in Venezuela because Trump says so. Now there's no choice. No, like, you're dumb. You're stupid. Like, you literally just don't ever think about anything far enough that Donald Trump gave you a reason. That's it. I'm just pointing it out. If that's what you're doing, again, nobody talked about Venezuela. No, nothing was going on. Nothing is going on. You just, again, we're not being... Venezuela wouldn't even dream, like, if they have to be on some goddamn drugs if they're going to try to attack the United States. Okay? And again, as a nation, they are stating that they're declaring war, that's different. But that ain't fucking happening. Christ. Let me ask you something. Did we get out of everything that happened with Russia and Ukraine? Let me ask you a question. Do you think that we got involved in that? To the idiots that sit here and think that we should get involved in Venezuela, are you dumb and you think we got involved in this? You think that we're all involved because you're stupid? Okay, all right. So I'm going to interrupt your train of thought right now. We did not. Prior to Trump taking office, we were still involved and included in NATO. NATO is the group of, again, us and the European countries to collaboratively assist a nation that is defending themselves from an invader. Okay? The whole point is we didn't have to get involved. We're a part of NATO. The whole point is all we have to do is, like, sort of kind of gives them this and give them this and give them this. We don't gotta send, like, troops or shit like that. And the whole point is you're in NATO, you offer assistance, you can actually just sort of kind of sit back and watch them fight off, which is exactly what Ukraine did to Russia, the invaders. So you don't have to get involved. You don't have to sit here and involve your country in some fucking mess it doesn't need to be in. Well, meanwhile, Donald Trump just fucking undid that. We are not in, like, they don't give a fuck about us. Like, literally, Donald Trump he did not put what he needed to put in there. They have parted, like, Donald Trump literally intentionally did not want anything to do with NATO. And that's the whole point. Like, aligning with Russia, aligning with, like, the opposite of what we've always done, where we, again, assist and defend for the purposes of coexisting and not allowing world domination, not allowing these countries to just fucking invade other fucking countries, which is what we don't do. We shouldn't do anymore. We shouldn't just randomly invade. Oh, yeah, now we need to go to Venezuela. Now it needs to... No, fuck you, asshole. Do you think the same thing about the Gaza Strip just because it's destroyed? Oh, yeah, we should just turn it into a... You know, like Trump said. Are you this dumb? Just because, you know, somebody blew it the fuck up, now it's yours. Jesus Christ, what the hell's the matter with you? Like, this world is fucking terrible. So anyway, we definitely should not just sit here and endlessly get involved and invade things. We defend ourselves, and that's the way it should continue to be. Period. And, like, obviously, that's the point. Donald Trump's doing this because he wants his name attached to a war. He wants to win some. He wants to be Obama. You know, Obama stopped bin Laden. Obama did actually get quite a number of successful Black Ops operations done. Hence, you know, like the Black Ops games being kind of cool and having cool, like, storylines and narratives and directives and stuff. Arguably based on similar criteria. So, you know, like, the whole point is he got some shit done. That man was smart. He knew how to use his military. Donald fucking Trump, this guy literally is just sitting around going, fuck, who is easy? Like, who doesn't have a like, who is, like, the weakest fucking Spanish nation we can think of that's close by that, like, people wouldn't give a shit if we just, like, annihilated them? Who is that? Who do you think? Oh, Venezuela? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Isn't that the country where, like, everybody's on drugs all the time? Great. That's gonna work. Great. That's gonna work great. Okay, let's do that. That's all Donald Trump's doing. It's literally all he's fucking doing. I swear to God, that's all this motherfucker is doing. And it's so messed up. It's literally what he does with Mexico, too. Like, oh, just Mexicans here, you know, they're not allowed to cross the border or anything, you know. We don't have open border. You know, like, people are just like, we shouldn't have open, but it's like, we trade with Mexico. Like, you fucking stupid. You don't understand. God damn. Understand trade before you sit here and talk to me about open borders, man. Like, go to take an economics course or something first. Shut the fuck up. How are those trucks gonna get across? Like, what are you gonna send an American to the Mexican side? That's gonna piss them off. So what? Americans could cross, but Mexicans can't? Fuck you. Like you've no clue what you're talking about. God. Never mind how many Mexicans are, like, police and border agents and stuff. Never mind that. There's plenty of. I'm sure there's probably plenty of Mexicans in the military too. You know, like, just serving their country. You know, they're American citizens, and they're proud and happy to be American citizens. And Trump's just an asshole, and they you know, they feel it. And then, you know, like, that'll cause you know, like, anybody that votes for Trump too, that can cause a mutiny in the military too. And then among police and stuff, it really can. Like, you like, Trump does this. You can't divide people. You can't be racist, because that's where it starts. Is wars and stuff like that are waged just because people think something of an entire group of people just because their skin color is different or something like that. I mean, Jesus. Come on now. Oh, yeah. Great reason. It's, like, literally, like, the worst. It's fucking trash country. You know, it's funny how Donald Trump literally made this country trash. And then he'll be like, oh, it's basically a trash can is what the United States is, but I'm gonna fix it. It's like, dude, it's that way because you made it that way. Like, he's admitting it's a trash can. He's calling it that. He has said you can look that's a quote from Donald Trump. He called the United States basically a trash can. Like, that's like the exact quote. And so when he's doing that, you know, that's what he thinks. He thinks it's a fucking trash can. And again, it ain't getting any better. It's just getting worse under him right now. Like, that would be a completely delusional thought to think things are going positive. No, the economy is getting worse. Everything is like going up in price. Things are getting worse. So to sit here and say that he's gonna, no, it's delusional. It's just like his completely incoherent rambling of a speech today, where he's there talking about how he's, again, he's arming Saudi Arabia. Like, your fucking piece of trash president is arming terrorists. He's arming Saudi Arabia. He's arming Arabs. The thing that everybody was worried Obama would do. They're all racist about Obama. Meanwhile, this guy's actually doing it. In front of your face, admitting to it. And, again, he's really not admitting to it because the crown prince does, right? The prince, he does. He, like, sort of talks about it a bit, right? I don't know, is the fucking, the prince whatever, blah, 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 blah. I don't fucking know his name. Who the fuck cares? Meanwhile, Donald Trump gives his goddamn speech, and his entire speech is literally how great the country is doing, and how great his economy is doing, and, you know, it's just not. It's literally a blatant lie. And literally the whole speech is that. He could sit there and talk about what the fuck they're doing, like any normal president should talk about and communicate. But instead, he just gives a goddamn speech about nothing. Stands there and fucking talks about things that aren't true. Literally just makes shit up the entire time. But anyway, it's pretty sad. It's really sad when, like, you know, just everybody has, like, it's taking over, like, they can't take being wrong, so they just spam, like, a space, like a chat, or a comment section, like that's the point. Like, if you're right about a debate, and they're put in their place, or something like that, or it sounds like you're talking too much fact, and with Donald Trump there really is no fact, everything's just made up, and it's chaos. They gotta spam that space. They gotta literally just all caps Trump 2028 or whatever the fuck they're saying that's supporting of terrorism and against your rights. Because remember, president taking office a third time violates the Constitution, and just literally showing how completely retarded they are, and they just spam the entire space. And the whole point is that you wouldn't even have the right to do that if you take that First Amendment away. You take those rights away. You're literally showing you don't understand the purpose of them. You wouldn't be able to do that if Donald Trump is president a third time. Like, all that goes away immediately. It's just gone. It's null and void. It's gone. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It just goes away. You can't, you can't. That is the one time I will be allowed to say you can't, because you will literally not be able to anymore. He will stop free speech. He's proving he's going to do that. If that would happen. I mean, come on. He's proving that. We all know that. And he's admitting to it, too. mean, he's taking credit for going after people and taking them off the air. He is taking credit for that. Aside from that, we obviously know it's him anyway, regardless of whether he's taking credit for it. Well, anyway, I'm probably gonna get going. We're gonna just end it here. I guess I'll leave you with the reminder that that Donald Trump pretty much never tells the truth. It's pretty much nothing that he says that you can rely on as fact or true. So that's important to remember. It's, and anybody that does that, like just a person in general, that's an unreliable person. It's that basic. That's all you have to extrapolate from that. President of the United States should obviously be a very, very reliable person. So that's a pretty basic thing, and I'll leave you with that thought. Thanks for listening to me bitch about shit. Thanks for understanding the other shit that I apologized for. I'll try to, like I said, I'll try to do better. I have been actively, as I promised, even trying to do more critical thinking on my end of things. I feel like I've already been doing that, but I really am trying to make an active effort since I expect you guys to do it. I am trying really hard to make an active effort to do more of that myself. So thanks again. See ya.